Hello there, YouTube. We are back with some more Matchplay commentary for y'all. This one is the first of our BT-17 series. We're excited to bring it to you guys. I'm joined by the Brother Bear, Mrs. Doubtfire herself, TJ.
Damn it, I don't know if it came through the mic. I tried to... There we go. I was trying so hard to make the vacuum noise and it wasn't. I still don't know how. I'm excited to hear how it sounds later.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, me and Ben met up. We got a little hot and steamy in the kitchen, you know, cooking up some decks, and put together some stuff for BT-17. Just did some match play a bit early so we could get some videos to you guys, so you guys can get some ideas for what to do.
It's crazy to think about it, but you know, BT-17 is less than a week away, and this week is probably going to be a little bit of a grand tour of the AncientGarurumon engine.
It's the Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide tour. Just as I'm trying to like hammer out how I want to play the deck moving forward. Like TJ said, this was sort of us, like, we got most of our pieces for our deck, so we're just trying to bring some stuff to you guys. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it. This particular matchup is TJ playing DexDorugoramon on the left, and myself playing the blue-based version of AncientGarurumon on the right. Shout out to Moon and Sinobali for their respective mats. Always love their stuff.
Oh yeah,
great to support them.
Oh yeah, baby.
Homegirl, hope you get some rest, Moon. I know you're taking a little bit of a break, so hopefully you can rest up and recharge. But yeah, a couple of things before we hop into the video. As always, you know, if you like our content, you like what you're seeing, please do consider hitting the like and subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. And also do consider hitting that bell so you know when these videos go live. And second, you know, if you want to check out our socials, they'll be linked down in the video description below. It contains our Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And our Discord in particular is the best way to get a hold of these deck lists as we churn them out. But without further ado, let's hop right into the video over here.
Amanda Moon's a girl?
She is Amanda Lapam, I believe is her name. Yeah.
Oh, what a nice name. Lapam. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I apologize.
But we're just setting up. Yeah,
we've already both made iterations on these builds.
Yes.
That you guys are about to see. You guys will kind of find out towards the end of the week, probably Thursday or so. You know, it's a lot of testing that's gonna be going on. DexDorugoramon, I am so excited that it's finally here, that we have the rest of this new SOC Dorugoramon line. I have been waiting for this since we stayed up till 4 or 5 a.m. and they did the announcement. We saw DexDorugoramon get announced. And it's the deck is fun. It is very very fun. It's very good. There's so many different ways to build it. So I'm definitely going to be experimenting with a lot. But I am a diehard black base stand that I want to try and make that work as best as I can, even though I'm of the mind that I'm pretty sure purple base is probably better.
Yeah. And sort of to carry along your thoughts train too here, as before we jump into the commentary, it's like, you know, this is still early days. We're both trying to tinker and learn some stuff about how the decks work, what they do and whatnot. So bear with us, as there may be a little bit of time in between like moves as we think things through, and may not be the most optimal plays, but we're getting there.
There might be a couple of take backsies too, or some weird sequencing as well, as we are getting used to the news cards and stuff. I myself have to remember that Mind Link's a game mechanic again. It is a keyword that does things.
But to summarize what's been going on, you know, you kind of, the BT-9 Doru you like a lot, mainly just for that early kind of throw down, set up your trash, draw some cards, have that set up, and you have a body just to kind of get rid of my hybrid that I threw out early days. And then you do swing Piercing, which is a bit unfortunate after we thought about it.
Yeah, the Piercing I think is honestly not bad the more I think about it. It's just the fact that I happen to hit the AncientGarurumon off the top, which is pretty tough. But yeah, BT-9 Doru definitely feels really good. Being able to set up my trash and get me more cards in hand is really nice. And we're kind of seeing a bit of why, you know, blue base is pretty good right now with consistency for searching.
Yeah. Being able to play out the Strabi, I can pick up both the Koji and the option card. The Deity option card is huge in this deck. And I get a little wild with it and play 2 hammers and play out a BT-7 Strabi to help me pick up a Kendo.
Yeah. Choke me to 1.
Well, attempt to
I go to
choke
2
you.
off of AG. Yeah. I go into a BT-16 or BT-17 Doru in the back. This is the one that lets you warp evo if your opponent or if I have a Kosuke sources and my opponent has level 6 on board. Right now I'm just considering what to do because I know that like I'm at 4 security already. I don't have a blocker and there's a lot of damage coming out next turn potentially. So I ended up just dropping the Death X for 8, which is it feels really bad to do, but it was like I needed to just try and get some control going.
Sure. I swing Uko, and I guess Uko has jamming here. Hits a Doru. Then I play the option for 2, which is crazy. You don't need the color requirements as long as you have a hybrid Digimon in play or Tamer. So I'm allowed to play something for reduced cost of 4. So if you can imagine Ancient being played with the full Digicross for a theoretical cost of 6, you reduce it by 4. So it's a 2-cost Digicross to get your Ancient Guru out there. We bounce back the lowest level, and then we end up, since something was added to your hand via effect, I can bounce top card of security to your hand, and we're set up in a good way. I decided to try to just give you as little memory as possible, and also just keep another body out there by putting out the Kendo.
And at this point, I think God's pretty doomer. I mean, the fact that you were able to do all that and still choke me to 1 is crazy. Losing the Kosuke early was really tough. I go ahead and opt to push up. I gain the memory off of AG. I training to evo up into a Dorugamon. I think at this point I was just like seeing if I'd find something, but I think both of my DexDorugo were in trash.
Yeah.
And I can't I was thinking about tucking AG under, but I'm like, wait, no, I can't do that because he's not SOC. I end up just playing a training. I grab the Dorudin, which doesn't it doesn't really help.
Swing Death X. Hit a Lobo.
Yeah, I mean, your board state's pretty tough to break right now. Like, it's a good board state.
Yeah.
So I think
you do Dorujin, and then you pop the Kendo.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you know, on the off chance that my stack stays on the board, like, you know, at least I just sort of like shut out any other stuff happening.
And this is the crazy thing about Kendo, or not Kendo, Ancient here, right? Is that you swing and you can, if you add cards to my hand or your hand, doesn't matter. Either one of our hands via effect, I can bounce top card of security. So I essentially do 2 checks there. And then the option card also, like a lot of us play it for the Ancient play, but you can honestly also just drop a Tamer for free. Which is also nice. And then I used it essentially to pick up a hybrid, play out a Tamer, and then Digivolved on top of the other Tamer to just go for game.
Yeah, and at the end there, I was showing my hand where it was gummed up with options and Tamers. I didn't have really many Digimon, so I was struggling to find a line to really go up. And Ben, if there's one thing you will learn watching any of Ben's videos is that he's probably one of the best. I talk about you like you're not here. You are probably one of the best chokers in the Digimon world. And I don't mean in the fun behind closed doors way. I mean in that memory gauge rarely moves past.
Way.
Yeah. No. Not even no, not that. What I just said, not behind closed doors. Keep it.
Okay.
Hush now.
Okay. Hush. We're hushing. We're hushing.
I mean, my memory gauge is not going to move past 1 very often, unless I get every memory advantage possible on my side. Because you've just mastered the way of just like making sure to kind of get that ball rolling and then keeping it there, and then only passing over more memory if like you absolutely have to. Which I feel like is something that I probably should learn to do better. But I feel like I was good at it for a while, and then I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna get as much value as I can out of a turn, and then if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win.
So decent start by both of us here. We're just setting up Tamers. You have a Cool Boy and an AG. I set up a Louis, just, you know, with hybrid decks, you know, pushing out your hybrids is always good aggression. And here I go into the BT4 Ancient Guru by going into the Promo Lobo on top of Strabby. We do swing, and then we do 2 checks. Do hit a Kosuke, unfortunately, and then I play out a Koji. On deletion, I can play out a hybrid off of Ancient's effect, level 4 lower, which I'm debating doing. And
I think the debate was whether to give me my AG memory, I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah, that, and also I'm like, well, like, if you can pop off, like, you like having stuff on board. Didn't want to feed into that too much, but I was just like, screw it, why not? But as you'll kind of see as the week evolves, because like I said, you know, Ancient Guru is going to be doing Mr. Worldwide during this course of this week. You will kind of see, I think, not just my plays kind of develop a little bit as I get used to the deck, but also the more the more evident I think it is why eventually I will be leaning towards the red base, and I think a lot of JP also ended up utilizing red based Ancient Guru more so. And we'll kind of try to point that out as best we can. This was the unfortunate DexDorugoramon.
Yeah, I drew the Daruga off the Evo.
Classic X-Antibody play.
So I can't use the other effects. So right now I'm just debating what to do. I have a Kosuke sources, so I have protections. I was trying to see if there's a way I can get rid of the Kendo, but I don't think there is. So I ended up going ahead and evoing into Dorogray, and I keep the inherit the Tamer there, so I have blocker.
Right.
So that way, you know, I can redirect and potentially go into a Dorogora for free. I think I can't remember if I was struggling to see Dorogora or not this game.
It was a good play, but choked me to 1.
Yeah, the 1 choke's fine. It's just tough because I don't really get too much value off of like you're controlling your board. The hardest, the thing was a bummer though, was just drawing the Daruga. After going into DexDoruga, it happened all the time, man. It's always the pain.
One thing I will say that, you know, kind of spurred me on to bring up this like red versus blue discussion is if you folks probably noticed, I was at like 4 cards last turn. And I didn't really have anything good in hand at that time, and I think that's one of the biggest differences outside of like access to Crimson and removal in red base is that your draw engine I think is arguably a little bit better. You have better search utilization with blue base with the Strabbies, but if you're in like a tight spot and you're just bricked up, it's harder to unbrick yourself, I think, in blue base.
Yeah, I think that blue base does more precise searching in terms of like, you know, revealing cards and then, you know, letting you pick exactly what you want. On top of maybe a little bit better option consistency.
Yeah.
Where you don't, you know, you have your blue eggs and your blue rookies, so you're a bit more consistent with using your options.
Right.
However, red base offering more just draw rather than search, I think tends to just better out because you're just getting, you know, you're just guaranteed picking cards up instead of, you know, bottom decking things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on top of that too, you also have better control over low end bodies, which lets you better utilize your Ancient Garuru's on play effect to bounce the lowest level. So, you know, you can get rid of those pesky level 3s. They're just sitting on the board to be able to bounce the big stacks.
Right. And you guys will see some red base play towards the end of this week and probably moving forward once, you know, locals start popping off and I may end up on cam or not. But we see TJ here doing a pretty good job at just building a second stack, which, you know, honestly is not bad right now given my board state. I think you're slowly turning the tables here and just kind of putting a marker on the game right now.
Yeah, so I started going up the line, just kind of setting stuff up. Spit out the AG. I do recognize I have reboot there. I used the alliance to go ahead and do the 2 checks there, so it's 2 checks at like 16k or so because of the Doru inheritable.
And I do push up the Uko. I pick up, I believe it's a Lobo. We do end up doing the Ancient Digicross here for 6.
Yeah.
This will allow me to bounce the lowest level, so one of the level 5s, and then we bounce top card of security back and just call it a day.
And I think this is a decent play still. Like setting up, I'm gonna go to 3 anyways, and then this also allows you to, like, you know, if I pop that stack, you know, you're able to get some recursion out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got a bit of a hill to climb though, but I do have some decent memory, so I'm able to slide a Kosuke, draw a card.
I think one could argue like maybe just swing with the Uko and force you to make that decision to block, you know, and just, you know, maybe get that out. But I figured just maybe one more turn just to see And not because the thing with DexDoruga outside of any other deck is that if I swing and you redirect, there's the possibility with the right inheritables to like start spamming out bodies, which is rough.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The I wonder. Hold on. I wonder. I need to double check this. I'm pretty sure I can, but I think DexDorugoramon is an inheritable. The end of attack, I can choose one of my Digimon, then delete the chosen Digimon, and one of my opponent's Digimon with a level equal to or lower than my chosen Digimon. I'm pretty sure I can use that and then go DexDorugoramon or Dorugora out of trash to prevent the deletion on myself. But then I can still pop one of your stacks. I'm pretty sure, which is something that I probably wonder if I could have utilized at some point. Although I'm pretty sure this was the game that I was struggling to see a Dorugora.
I think so.
Pretty sure.
So here we do attempt to swing with the Uko. Well, I think also because you forced it to swing when you evoed into your stack.
So you draw a card that bounces a card from my security. I block with Dorugora, which then lets me, since I redirected and I have Tamer and sources, I can go ahead and evo into Dorugora, pop an unsuspended Digimon or Tamer, and then when I do that, I'm able to unsuspend. So I pop the Ancient Garuru off of the Evo. Go ahead and use the all turns inheritable of Dorugora to spit out the new BT-17 Agumon. Just to get a level 3 on board so I don't get Ancient and lose one of my stacks. And then blocking the Uko makes the Uko go by better.
Yeah. And then I utilized Ancients on deletion effect to essentially pick up a hybrid piece or Tamer card from my trash to my hand, and then I can go ahead and play out a Tamer. I ended up playing the Memory Setter Koji from BT-17 and called it a day.
I'm realizing now we maybe should have turned off the autofocus.
Probably.
But I mean, it's doing okay.
It's been good so far.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nothing too crazy. Okay, you do Evo into a Kendo. Go Strabi in the back. You will be able to make yourself unblockable if you swung.
Right, I think I was forgetting that, but I think I was so focused on trying to get rid of bodies here that I ended up just going into the Lobo play, which if I Digivolve for 1, if there's Kendo in sources, I can go ahead and go into an Ancient Garuru for cost of 3. With the caveat that I do have to delete the Digimon at the end of the turn, which I was like, oh, oopsies, I totally forgot about that. In my head, I think the way I was playing it, I was like, oh, I can just go into Ancient and have that body out on board. And then when you're like, he deletes, I was just like, crap.
It is crazy that, I mean, he is effectively just a better promo Lobo, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
With a few more caveats to it, or well, requirements to it, I guess, not caveats. But it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still really, really good.
I think BT7 Koji's inheritable to become unblockable is super.
Yeah.
Like
it's very
clutch,
relevant right
actually,
now.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's getting new Lobomon and everything just make it better. And yeah, I go ahead. I meant to spit out the Koskis at the end of the turn, but I got sidetracked, and so Ben was kind and let me spit those out a little bit later than intended.
Yeah. All good. But yeah, I mean, I think when BT7 was relevant, in the BT7 BT8 era, we're just like Koji's like Magna Guru was like sort of cool.
The Source Strip and Stun was so much more powerful.
Exactly. And now the fact that you can get rid of the whole like you're redirected and can't be blocked, it's like pretty good,
Yeah. As we get things with more protections, being able to get around blocker is just more valuable.
Go ahead and use Zubagan to go 2 checks.
Yeah.
We're checking to see if you had a second one just to make sure.
Yeah, because I was like, I think I might have had a second one, but I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. We're fine. And then right now, I'm just debating what I want to do.
And not to beat a dead horse, to the ground here, but I do think that is one of the drawbacks of this is that my hand size still, again, as you see here, is 5 cards. If you're crossing and not being able to keep that body on board or swing, you end up just like really trimming your hand size down, which limits your options moving forward.
Yeah.
Not just for you, but I think your opponent will feel a lot more comfortable too, because then they can be like, oh, like you have 4 cards in hand, like what are the chances that you have X, Y, or Z, and then they can kind of map things out in their head that way. So I just feel like having that extra draw power was something blue base I was missing with that for sure.
Yeah. So I opt not to swing with my other stack. I go into the Dorogora to go ahead and pop the Koji, lets you get around blockers, because I was like, I can't risk that being on board. Even if I choke you to 1, if you have the Hammer Sparks, it's too risky. Right. So I keep my blocker inheritables. I'm able to reboot on the other stack because of the Zubogon Punch. And so he's currently a 17k blocker, and then the other one is just a 13k blocker. It is nice that Dorogora is effectively like a double blocker. The fact that he can unsuspend if he deletes a Digimon.
So we go ahead and use the Deity option for 2. We pick up a Ancient from trash, and then go ahead and Digicross to make it a 2-cost Ancient. We do get rid of 1 stack. But then I'm like, well, I don't have blockers. So I think that might be it.
You opt to just go ahead and search for Strabi, or search for the Strabi, and then you're kind of stuck. I end of turn. I was a little bit late this time. I drew for turn, but so I should have put the Kosuke out first. I have to remember that. It does get better a little bit. It's something I'm having to readjust to again. But these are just me and Ben in an apartment just playing, just trying to get used to everything. So,
go into the pretty boy.
Go ahead. Yeah, DJ Evolve and then pop all the lowest level. That alt art's so cool, man. It's so cool. He's just full kaiju. Just all like the D Brigade cards, like trying to like take him down, and he's just this big monster. It's so sick.
So you're starting to get a little crazy with it.
Yeah,
play out the little Agu.
I could have just been swinging for game, but I think part of me was just like, I want to try to get used to some of these plays.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we're testing, you might as well just go ahead. And you take it.
Yeah. So
pretty good.
Game 2 goes to me. Go to game 3. I love those X-Antibody sleeves. I'm so excited that I can finally use those. I've wanted to use those since I got those back in like BT-10.
Yeah.
I got them back in BT-10 and then didn't put them on Alpha because I had the Alpha sleeves. And I was like, I'm going to save these because one day there will be an X-Antibody deck that I want to play more than anything else. And I don't want to use them until then. So those things have just been sitting there in a shelf for like a year or longer. Just not doing anything, and then finally, when the DexDorugora got revealed, I was like, "It's time. My moment has come."
Speaking of sleeves, I'm so glad Rio got me those Archeron sleeves.
Those Archeron sleeves look amazing, dude. The sleeves I ordered too, man. The Akane and Rika from Gridman. I'm excited for those, and the Gundam sleeves, like Vaporwave Gundam. Got some cool sleeves that are gonna be on the channel soon, guys. They look sick.
Ami, hit us up.
AliExpress. Oh boy. Yo, where's the eBay sponsor though? I'm so bummed that all the eBay deck boxes.
Boko, you fool!
Boko did mess you up there.
Boko did me dirty.
It was a tough Boko search. It was 2 Ukos.
The worst part was that I had a promo Uko in hand. I was like, do I play out the promo Uko or the Boko? I was like, let's just get the Boko out. Let's do some Surge. And I was like, oh, I should have just played the Uko.
Yeah. The Boko art's really good, though.
It is. Cooks. But that little boy is going to be slotted out of the deck very soon. As soon as we're done recording, he's out. But we do get some early chip in. You know, we do swing with the Strabi just as a poke. It does die.
Oh, God, I forgot how bad that Cool Boy reveal was.
And then Boko lives, hits in Cool Boy. And then I play a Straps.
I cringed at myself.
Yeah.
So my thought process there, I only run 2 of those DexDorugoramon in the deck because normally they're a 2 of or a 1 of like any list I've ever seen. Because it's a good card, but it's not like that crazy where you want more than that. I grabbed it because I'm like, well, I want at least one of them just in case I need it to pop a 6 cost or less. You know, if I need to pop a Kendo or something like that. Only issue is that I was hoping I would see a DexDoruga, and I did not. So because I didn't, I was just kind of stuck. So I ended up going Darugamon, and then just being stuck passing turn there.
The Boko and Strabby swing again. We're just playing full-fledged rookie rush at this point.
I'm at 1 security and I have no tamer on board. My trash is pretty bad.
And that's sort of the crazy thing, both with the blue base and the red base. Like, you can really just, I don't want to call digivolve, but like you essentially just kind of downgrade your plays to like pure rookie rush at times. You know, like with both blue and red base, there were games where we literally just saw me just Uko and like low level 3 just rush you, and then just had like opportunities to do like big time plays for like the last couple checks.
Yeah.
But like,
and
yeah,
right here. Yeah. See, this is where I was like, if I had grabbed that DexDoruga earlier, I could have gone up in memory, going into it for free, gone up to 5, gotten extra draws earlier, and then I would have been able to string my plays into a Dorogray and then have blocker on the stack to be able to actually stop stuff. It was unfortunate. But sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, you're fine. No, I think it's just it's scary what Uko has done to this game. I think we're talking about it today too.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it scary because it makes it sound like I'm calling Uko a bad thing. I wouldn't call it like a terrible thing. I'm not in love with the fact that you can simply just like do what I'm doing right now.
I don't like that the game has become effectively too like a whole turn or two faster just across the board, and at the same time of it doing that, also like effects becoming like longer, like being like stringed along more. I don't know.
For those of you who are wondering, I did not hybrid for game because I did not have a hybrid.
Yeah, he was missing one.
So we were looking.
I was like, I have a chance. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's hard. Like, Uko provides nice support. I think the BT-17 Uko is fine. I think promo Uko is the problem. The memory gain and hatch, I don't know.
Well, that paired with Louis is disgusting.
I think if anything, it might. I think one of the good things to do maybe would be to choice restrict the Ukos. I think we talked about this before too. Was making sure that you can't put both Ukos in the same deck.
Yeah.
I think that honestly would maybe like solve some issues. Because I feel like the game is, I don't know. It just feels like it's too fast. But then people still feel like they tie more than ever now because so many effects resolve for like some of the slower decks. Is crazy.
So this helps my butt out a lot.
Dude, when I checked that card out of security, I got rid of the tamer. I was ready to choke you to 1. I was in such a good spot, and then it just hit like one of the few cards that can just completely thrash. You can see how sad I am. I'm full slump. I put my hand down. I lost all my energy.
Yeah, you were cooking. You were cooking.
I had a decent spot for a comeback, and then that Koji hit the board, and it was like, oh, okay. It's like, well, that's another swing I can't block because there's the promo Lobo there that's able to just swing, and I have to, like, I can double block, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not enough for what needs to happen. And I think what you do here, honestly, is really, really good, if I remember right.
So we're thinking about our plays. Like you said, I could push some aggression with the Lobo, which I do try to bait out here just to see if I mean, you kind of force you to block at least once, get rid of 1 block.
Yeah.
And then the Strabby effect would have allowed me, if I wanted to play out a Koji for a reduced cost of 2, but as you can see here, the play that I wanted to do is to go Beowulf, slotting a Lobo and Kendo.
Yeah.
And I can go ahead and just bounce back a hybrid to prevent one of your cards from suspending, and now you can't block. So
yeah, because you added a card to hand, and I can't block. Yeah, it's just, yep, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, so that
hitting that Koji out was tough.
That was key. That was key for me. Otherwise, I would have been in a pretty rough spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, hopefully you guys do enjoy it as we can kind of roll out some new BT-17 match play for you guys. We will, like I said, be a little bit heavy on the Ancient Guru train, but I think, honestly, it's probably one of the better decks, if not best deck in format. It's going to be good to know how to play around it, how it works. For those of you who are playing it, it's good to know how it works. For those of you who are planning on playing against it, which you should be if you're going competitively, It's good to know how it works and what it does. So hopefully this is a good starting point for you guys. As we said before too, we are going to be fine-tuning our decks and our playstyles probably as the meta goes along. But hopefully you'll be able to see the evolution. It'll be nice for you guys to see as we sort of commentate the rounds through. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Hit us up in our socials. And like I said, if you do like the content, do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And hopefully we catch you on that flippy flip. Bye-bye.
Bye.